And with this shift that we've talked about, where people are moving to more regular planning, is this just happening for workforce planning, or is it happening on the org design side too? And how are you seeing these two disciplines evolve and almost come close together?
Very much so. Very much that there's a big overlap between organizational design and workforce planning. The way we see it is that they're kind of two sides of the same coin, and there is a need for kind of an end-to-end approach to workforce planning. It's one of the reasons that orgvue has made a recent acquisition of a company called Dynaplan. It's an amazing company that focuses on strategical workforce planning. With that particular acquisition, orgvue gets a technology that's capable of really detailed business modeling and strategical workforce planning, as well as the amazing team that comes with it. And our thinking is that the combination of Dynaplan and the focus on strategical workforce planning with the existing capabilities that orgvue has in terms of the operational aspects of workforce planning, the combination of the two, it provides kind of a holistic end-to-end to workforce planning. And there is definitely the evolution between the two is that by doing regular planning, you're able to really kind of unlock more value of the planning that otherwise typically gets done on a yearly or 6 month cycle.
Given all the changes that we're seeing to how organizations plan, we talked a little bit about let's go a bit deeper conversation. How can technology help? What can businesses do to try and deal with shorter planning cycles, improve their decision making, and have better access to real-time data?
One of the challenges of carrying out the process of workforce planning is the data that is required to carry out the process. The data itself, bringing it together in a centralized manner, the freshness of that data, how do you then get different parts of the organization to collaborate in terms of analysis of that data, of being able to model various kind of scenarios or outcomes, being able to do the negotiation that is typically required in a workforce planning process. Technology can significantly help with these challenges. One of the reasons that the workforce planning process doesn't happen as regularly today is because of the complexities that I just mentioned. It's not that organizations don't see the value of regular planning. They do. Most of our customers see significant value in being able to plan on a more regular basis. But right now, as it stands, that there are some impediments that technology can significantly help with. And that's kind of the goal and the focus that we have at orgvue, is helping the customers solve these complexities by having an end-to-end solution that helps the entire organization work through the workforce planning process. And I think an additional important aspect of what I just described is also having the security mechanism that helps that entire process run through. Because when you're dealing with workforce planning, you're typically dealing with really sensitive data. And in some of the cases, in terms of how the process gets done today, is that sensitive data ends up being on a spreadsheet and gets emailed around, which is a huge security risk. So it's my advice to customers, whether they use orgvue or use a different mechanism, certainly being conscious of the security aspect, being able to having a mechanism to centralize that process, and giving businesses the ability to plan regularly. So technology definitely can be a great enabler for that.
And in terms of the data that you're bringing together, again, for some of the listeners that are either new to workforce planning or trying to grapple with it themselves, what are some of the data sources that you want to bring together, both maybe data internal to the organization, but maybe also external data as well?
Totally. I think whatever technology that gets used, the ability to kind of ingest data from different sources is a crucial element. And that's kind of one of the challenges, part of the process right now, is the complexity of bringing in different data sources, having a workforce planning platform that is capable of ingesting different data sources. One of the things that we work, hard at orgvue is the integration with different sources, also the flexible mechanisms that means that these different sources can be imported, and orgvue is then capable of not expecting certain semantics of that data and being able to kind of ingest different sources is a key element. And one of the challenges today, some of the existing tools can be quite rigid in terms of their ability to connect with different sources, and then expecting data to be at a certain shape, which has the knock-on effect of reducing the value, because you end up carrying out the workforce planning process with a reduced set of sources.
In this series, we will be speaking to a range of senior leaders who are pushing a data-driven and digital HR agenda. Make sure that you subscribe via your podcast app of choice, and also via our YouTube channel for free and regular interviews with the digital HR leaders of the future.